1st and 10 from the 41-yard line, their own, with 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. 17-14 the score, Michigan State on top of the Hoosiers. Trent Howland set behind Sorsby in the shotgun. Jalen Lucas makes his way over. This time handed off to Howland, reverses the field towards his left, up past the 45, dives down at the 43. A good gain of 7 on the play once again. Malik Spencer coming in for the Spartans to make the tackle. And this is exactly the type of drive that led to the touchdown, the first of the day for Indiana. And another injury timeout here. I mean, this is getting ridiculous at this point, Joe. So many injuries today. It's a sight that you just hate to see. And it's Trent Howland down for Indiana, gingerly making his way towards the sideline. Especially on senior day near the end of the year in a game that doesn't mean too much to either team. It's just a tough sight to see. 2nd and 4 from their own 47. Under 8 minutes to go in the game. Josh Henderson now the back behind Sorsby. 2 receivers on the near side. And a lone one in E.J. Williams up on the far side. Sorsby gets the snap in the shotgun, hands this one off to Henderson, has a hole up to the 50, the 45, hurdles a man at the 40. Henderson shows off the athleticism, points his way for the first down.
You know, Noel, from our point of view, you can actually see Assembly Hall from right here. And with bunnies like that jumping out of the gym, oh my goodness, Josh Henderson, you might need to walk onto the basketball team.
Henderson was a wide receiver back in high school. You got to have hops to play that position. He shows him off there. Sorsby in the shotgun. Thinks about giving it to Henderson. Once again, he keeps it. He'll step up in the pocket, taking off. He's at the 40. Pump fakes forward. Up to the 35. He's still up 30. Out of bounds at the 25. First down, Hoosiers.
There's something about a quarterback pump faking and getting a defensive player to jump when he's already past the line of scrimmage that just fits so well into the game.
Especially a game between two teams like this. Under 7 minutes to go in the game. 17-14, Michigan State on top of the Hoosiers. 1st and 10 from Michigan State's 26-yard line. Henderson, the back behind Sorsby. 2 receivers bunched up to the top. Once again, they'll bring Lucas in. He's got McCulley to his left. Hands this one off to Henderson. Fights his way up the B gap, up towards the 21-yard line. And forward progress will keep him right there. A gain of about 5 on the play. It was Aaron Brule. Brought him out of bounds. Approaching 6 minutes to go in the game. 2nd and 5.
And, you know, Henderson coming into this game after Howland goes down, starting to run like a power back himself. I mean, we're so used to seeing Henderson kind of be that third down back, mainly a receiving back. Smaller guy that takes a lot of sweeps. Right there just tries to bulldoze a man going north-south.
Sorsby setting the shotgun. Here comes Lucas to his left. Hands this one off to Henderson. Henderson fights his way forward on 2nd and 5. Almost gets all the way there. Gets about 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 2 from the 18. Aaron Brule once again sniffing out Henderson, bringing him down. Is this going to be another injury, this time for the Spartans? So that brings up Philip Glasser, 2 for 2 on the day. Got a double down the third baseline in his last appearance. And his double, if you weren't tuned in, actually made contact with third base and was sent skyrocketing into the air, had a lot of bounce on it. So far on the day, a single and a double. And that's the type of stuff that you're going to see with a turf field like this. As Glasser lines this one. Will it stay fair? It will. Hunter Jesse booking it down. He's going to be held up at third. So Philip Glasser, 3 in a row for him. Make that a single and 2 doubles. There is nothing you can throw to Glasser that he won't see.
I mean, isn't it just such a beautiful feeling for the Hoosiers to have a guy like Philip Glasser at the top of their order? I mean, what a player he is. And as the pitcher's coming in, I was about to say he's got a single and a double. What are the odds he gets a triple? And honestly, if there wasn't a guy in front of him, that could have been a triple. He's got the speed for it. But here comes Josh Pine with a chance to potentially get 2 runs here for the Hoosiers.
Could crack this one open here. Josh Pine, 1 for 2 on the day. Had a ground out and then a single in his first at-bat. So he's seeing the ball. We'll see if he can see it here. That one too high for him. Watches it go past. 2 outs. See if the Hoosiers can do damage here with their backs against the wall. At no point today have the Hoosiers been behind, which is usually when they play their best baseball. So they're replicating some of that success here. 1-0. Pine lines this one down the first baseline, but couldn't stay fair.
Almost gave his first base coach a haircut there with that one.
Always impresses me how those guys just never flinch down the third baseline and the first baseline. I mean, half the time when a ball gets sent straight back on the netting, I'm flinching here in the reporters.
Yep.
1-1 count here for Pine. 2 outs, runners on second and third. He lines this one foul, same thing, this time down the third baseline.
Shows some frustration there after that foul ball. He knows he's on it. He jumped, did a little bit of a, like a little hop there out of frustration. He wants to get this ball in play. He's on Varner's pitching. Josh Pine, the sophomore, he's a dangerous hitter, and you cannot give him something to hit in a 1-2 count.
Oh, with the speed of the runners on base right now, anything could happen as that one's fouled straight back off the mask of Justin McNiss. Luckily, the weather's starting to get a little bit warmer, so some of those balls that get sent back into hitters or catchers aren't going to sting as much as they might, in late February and early March.
And those hurt a lot. I mean, they really do.
1-2. Varner could get out of this one unscathed. That one's down in the turf. So we'll see a 2-2 count here with 2 outs. Deuces wild for Josh Pine here in the bottom of the fourth. Could potentially crack this game wide open for the Hoosiers.
And the 2 hottest hitters in the Indiana lineup are on deck, so if Pine could find his way on, the inning will certainly not be over yet.
There's one that's just barely too low. And the dugout for Kent State can't believe it. They thought that one was going to end the inning. Instead, we'll see a full count pitch here. One of the biggest pitches of the day so far.
That one looked good, and Varner really wanted it, as did the dugout. Here comes the payoff.
On the way, outside, loads up the bases, and you really kick yourself now for that 2-2 pitch there and wish that call had gone your way, because now you face Devin Taylor, and he was in a very similar situation in the Ohio State game. Second game of the series, bases loaded with 2 outs. He delivered a single that scored 2 for the Hoosiers. 56-37, 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Sidney Parrish will send it in for the Hoosiers underneath Murray State's basket. Indiana moving from left to right. The full court press. Moore McNeil dishes it over to Sidney Parrish. Now over to Garzone. And Sanders Woods almost gets a clean steal on Garzone, but she's called for the foul. And that can be really frustrating when you finally get that press to pay off and come away with the steal, but instead you just tack on another foul for yourself. Garzone inbounding on the near side. Finds Moore McNeil. Quickly coming out is Sanders Woods. They're not letting up at all. Finds Scally on the right wing, drives in. Now Sidney Parrish over to Moore McNeil. Flips it to Yarden Garzone. Left corner 3. Splashes it in. A steal by Mackenzie Holmes. On a transition pass, Moore McNeil flips it over to Garzone. She'll try it again. This time it won't go. This place would have exploded if that one went in. Instead, Kaysen Connor on the right wing dishes it inside to Young. Flips it up and in. 59-37. 7 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. Sarah Scally in transition. Puts her head down, charges in, gets the foul call.
A good aggressive take there by Sarah Scalia. After breaking the press, no one was home for Murray State. She's able to get to the line.
Similar colors, Josh, if you look at them. They've got the blue and
maize
blue, but not actually. It'll be free throws for Sarah Scalia here. 59-39 with 7 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Haven't quite started Big Ten play yet, but Indiana is coming off a really tough loss against ranked Stanford in their last appearance. Just an uncharacteristic game, but Coach Morin kind of said, maybe that loss was a blessing in disguise. Maybe it's an instance where, you learn a little bit about who you are as a team and you can just improve from there. 61-39 after the 2 made free throws by Scalia. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Caitlin Young on the elbow, trying to work some footwork. Right wing now. Sanders Woods spins off Moore McNeil. The touch is too strong. Garzone grabs it for the Hoosiers. Sarah Scalia out ahead of everyone in transition, and it falls. Sarah Scalia, as soon as she sees her team has it, she takes off. Sanders Woods working off the double team, flips it over to McKay, wide open underneath the basket. Ava Learn. Sarah Scalia didn't quite pick her up.
And that's what happens sometimes when you double too high up. If the rotation isn't there, it leads to an open layup.
63-41. Here's Sandvik. Saw a wide open lane in front of her, tried to dish it off to Holmes, and it goes out of bounds.
That's just a little bit too passive there from Henna Sandvik. She had an open lane to the basket. Just take it yourself, maybe draw a foul.
Another instance where your eyes get pretty wide and you kind of just forget what to do. There's so much space in front of you, the possibilities seem endless. 63-41, under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Zoe Stewart tosses it out to Caitlin Young. Now over into the left wing for Zoe Stewart. Working it right underneath in the restricted area. Caitlin Young feeds it over to the right corner. McKay, three, yes. 63-44, 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Sarah Scalia has it, drives in with the left, flips it over to Moore McNeil on the right wing, goes underneath, leaves it short. Zoe Stewart working quickly for Murray State. A slow pass to Ava Learn, she converts it anyway. 63-46, 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. Sarah Scalia has the numbers, down court, Euro steps, it's in. Murray State has seen enough. They will call timeout. It is all Hoosiers here. 65-46 with about 6 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Welcome back. And Noel, it seems like we talk about women's soccer every week, but they just finished up the regular season, and it was a really good one.
No, definitely, and they're looking to have an even better postseason. So let's get things started with IU women's soccer's latest road trip. Indiana women's soccer ended their regular season on a high note with a 2-0 victory against Maryland in College Park. Capping off a fantastic campaign, who else but Paige Weber put the Hoosiers on the board first with a foot race to grab her 12th goal of the year. Lauren Costello grabbed her second goal of the season off the set-piece assist from Anna Bennett. The Hoosiers now set their eyes to the Big Ten tournament, where they hold a 5 seed and are set to play 4 seed Penn State. Up north in Evanston, Indiana men's soccer dropped a big game against Northwestern, 1-0, snapping a 4-game win streak. Despite outshooting Northwestern 21-4, a lone goal in the 25th minute by Nigel Prince proved to be the difference maker. With a chance to shoot up in the Big Ten rankings, Indiana fell short, remaining at 4th overall. Indiana now needs a Penn State and Northwestern loss in order to have a chance to clinch the Big Ten title. The Hoosiers look ahead to their final 2 matches of the season against Trine and Rutgers. Another week, another disappointing loss for Indiana football, this time at home against Rutgers. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights marched into Bloomington on homecoming weekend and left with a 31-14 victory. Newly pronounced starter Brendan Sorsby struggled to get things going for the Indiana offense, finishing with less than 50% of his passes completed and just 126 yards through the air. With just 5 games left in the regular season, IU football and head coach Tom Allen will look for anything to make a spark and potentially grab some momentum. Now let's shift from varsity athletics to club. The IU club hockey team is off to their best start in 15 years. At 11-2, the IU club hockey team has rolled through the competition and is showing no signs of slowing down. The team comes off a 3-game win streak after taking down UNC, Virginia Tech, and NC State at the Tri-State Atlantic Coast Showcase. We'll have more on the team next week as they face off against Kentucky this weekend.